All right, welcome back. We are live. Let me just double check everything here. Make sure we're live. All right. Yep, we're good. Yo, what's up, Derek? How you doing today? Man, tweaked my back. So one of those weird streams to where like, just got to keep my back straight. But I hope everyone's had another great, solid week. I'd love to hear in the comments below, what are you building right now? How are you using Openclaw? I'll give a quick demo as per, what I did Wednesday. But today I really want to focus this around Q&A because I did go crazy. And on my first week of Claude Max, I maxed out after 5 days. So I've been like teetering the last 2 days, and luckily Anthropic hooked it up with some free usage. So if you go into, I think it's billing or usage, you can claim. Shout out Derek for pointing that out. I'm about a little over halfway of that extra credit that I'll use today on the stream, but my usage for the week will reset here at 1 a.m. So in about 7 hours, give or take. Yeah. So, where did I leave off? Yeah, so one thing I noticed overnight, my cron jobs did not run. Gemini is just not doing it. I signed up for Google AI Ultra because I had 60% off and I thought it was gonna be cool. But when I was making changes to Clearmud OS, it wasn't one-shotting things like Opus did. I had to prompt more than a handful of times to get the result that one prompt would have yielded using the primary model. So I did play with Opus 4.6 today on a pro account that I have, and I was doing it for some client work. I was updating a site, updating a web app, and I'd love to show you that, but I can't. And I'm impressed. It is though very token hungry. Like it burns through it. I did prep this little sheet here. I'm gonna be recording a video tomorrow once my usage resets on my max plan. And we're just gonna be going over the differences between 4.5 and 4.6, and then we're gonna do a demo. And that's gonna be the video essentially. And we'll dig into it further down the road. But that video should be going live on Tuesday. And yeah, I don't know. I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts on Opus 4.6. Have you been using it? Let's do that today because I know I'm not anywhere near the usage on that one. So I did use a 5.3 to run a security audit for the client site. Found some vulnerabilities, fixed them. It's pretty solid. So let's update first and then let's play with it, shall we? And then, yeah, I have a wave of changes in my notes here that, I got to make sure that this is better so I don't have to scroll. It should go full width. But I have all these changes I'm going to be making to my OS tomorrow morning. And then I'm going to be, doing a few other things. And this one's going to be fun. Since I signed up for Google AI Ultra, I'm going to be creating a faceless YouTube video generator. So it's going to generate 5 to 10 minute long form videos. It's going to take a while to build this out, but I'm going to specifically use my Google AI Ultra sub because I got a ton of usage credits for VO3 or 3.1. I can't remember which one's the latest. So super excited. Let's see. It did build this overnight, which I'm shocked Gemini nailed it. Just shows me I can compare, videos that I've posted just to compare the engagement, the views, just all these stats, right? It's a little fun tool that it surprised me with overnight. I was pretty stoked on it. Oh, and then this one. This one was fun. Let me go find it for you. There's a skill that somebody created. He was on Greg Eisenberg's show. That's what led me onto this last 30 days. Yeah, this guy here. So this is a skill that you can install in your Claude Code project, built by this guy here. He was on Greg Eisenberg's show. And I essentially made a front end for it and incorporated it into Clearmud OS. This was right before my usage maxed out on, I think this was Thursday morning. And no, this was Wednesday night. Can't remember. It was whenever that video launched, I watched it and I was like, oh, that is really cool. So you search a phrase or a keyword, and his skill like pulls apart all this data from Reddit and X. And then it gives me at the end suggested video angles. I really loved this. Like, I love this little addition to Clearmud OS. It's just gonna help me during my research phase, finding cool videos to make that will actually bring value, right? I think I selected this one here. Is Openclaw a security nightmare? This is something I've been seeing nonstop, and people have to understand, like, if you don't configure port forwarding, you're safe, you're fine. As long as you don't open up any ports on your main router or modem router combo, then you're fine. It's all local. It's a common misconception. You more have to worry about this when you're using third-party hosting, like VPS hosting. Nice. Yeah, I used it today for the client site, and there was some bugs, but it was related to past work, but it nailed most all of it. I was very, very impressed with how it worked. I did, though, on the pro plan, I burned through my 5-hour window within 30 minutes, but I was very, very, very quick with it. So yeah. Okay. So you saw last 30 days. Nice. Yeah, I haven't visited Skills MP on this browser. But yes, I do need to go through this one more time. I love the layout. That's dope. That's good to hear. Now, what should we build with Codex? I think it's time I actually test it properly, right? So let's go to skills. There's not really that many skills. These are very basic skills. Interesting. Okay, OpenAI-skills. And there's no site. Oh, was there a site? No, no site there. So I'm guessing that was for a GitHub. Yeah. No, these are all the basic skills built in. Huh. Experimental. Guess I can always reference skills. I guess we can always try this. Try building a Sora app. So let's start a new thread. I'd like to build a video generator using Sora. Instead of the limited 5 to 8 seconds, I'd like the option to give the web app a prompt, and it generates a 30 to 60 second clip. Let's try it out. Nice. It's good to hear, man. Yeah, if you want to see how I built that, I mean, a lot of this is, as I mentioned before, I built this on a long form, right? This was called Repurpose OS originally. I built this out of Clearmud OS, and then that came with Newsletter, BlogRouter, and Substack. I think just those three. So I essentially just combined things that I built in the past. And then this front end, I did design it. I vibed it on, I believe it was a live stream. I can't remember which one. I can try to find it with you right now. But I was curious, like I wanted to create a front end, but first I wanted to create the front end for that one. And then I was gonna apply it across all of them. So when I combined all the projects, I simply said, you know, pull this front end and make this like our master. Yeah, it's all localhost right now. I don't have anything public facing yet. I'm eventually gonna have it public facing for me, right? And I'm gonna secure it in a way where nobody can access it. It's gonna sit behind a firewall, but that is gonna be dependent on when I get back to my server. All right, let's see. Because I am gonna update some hardware and kind of reorganize the rack mount, or the server rack rather. Let's see. I feel like it was in December. Maybe it was this one? Let's see. Custom Kanban board. No, I don't think that was it. So maybe, was it the New Year's Eve stream? No, so that was me trying to automate it with Claude and Chrome. Maybe it was the beginning of January. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. It was the one on January 7th. It looks like. All right, welcome. Get it ready. Perfect. But this is a great starting point. This was like the early version 0 of it, right? You can see it evolved quite a bit. Let's see. I think I do a lot of work on it here though. Let's see. Yeah, originally like you can click this repurpose OS, and my original idea was to have that toggle the different project and underlying commands. Did I do anything else in this one? Yeah, and then this is where I make it float, and then I gave it a background grid, right? So I built the skeleton on this live stream, and then I improved on it. Let's see, did I, by chance, on the following week, did I continue working on it? I'm curious. Welcome back to another Clearmud live stream. So, videos from the perspective YouTube live streams. Yeah, look at this. I did start building it out even more. Example. If you want to learn how to and then let me know. Yeah, I think, you know, it's an hour long. It wasn't that long, but yeah, looks like I built it out off my most and played with it between 2 different live streams, and then I left it at that because I wasn't really happy with it. I had some issues with it, so yeah, cool. Let's make this a little bit smaller there. Go back to Codex, see how it's doing. Bring up the terminal. Oh yeah, some fun new features I did add. So there was the last 30-day thing. Yeah, I already showed that off. This is coming along, so I'm starting to use this today moving forward. So I have to find a way to import, you know, all of my pending projects on Notion really easily. But tomorrow I'm gonna spend a lot of time on the content calendar, get it dialed in. Add a hotkey to, you know, collapse that quicker. But I mean, this is just saving me so much time down the road. It's so awesome. My waitress told me she can tell I'm an Aquarius, so I looked it up and it said mind always going. Type to have. That's funny. Spot on. Yeah, these are duplicates. I'm not sure why, but I have that. I'm gonna debug that tomorrow. And then soon from these ideas, I'm gonna be able to send them to an idea bank, because that's something else I have in Notion that I didn't transfer over. Because every Monday I generally just spend time thinking about 10 new video ideas, and then I usually end up picking 1 or 2 out of it. But I'm essentially gonna have it automated to where I can add this to the idea bank. Then from the idea bank, I can then add it to the content calendar. Just like when I generate a script, you know, I can add it to the calendar and it pre-fills all the fields for me. So no more copy paste, the hook, description, titles, all that. It's all automated, which I love. Excited to get that rolling. Oh yeah. Set up this live feed with a YouTube API. So it shows how many live streams, how many videos, what the average engagement is. So this is just something for me, like sponsors want to see 5 and up, right? Ideally. I mean, more if you can, but 5 is usually a good number. So I'm gonna definitely upgrade this dashboard at some point. But yeah. See how Codex is doing. Yes. Okay, let's run these commands. Grab this. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this off screen. Give me a second, but I'll at least prepare it. So that should be dev demos. Sora long form, requirements. Oh, it's interesting how this should have been a code block, but it wasn't. Might as well update this while we're at it, even though I don't need to. Question is though, where is I don't see an environment file in, unless it's in here. It's usually right there. It'll tell me. I guess I can create one from scratch too, but I'm used to too used to vibe coding where they create it for you, you know. Let's see. Patching through things now. Let's see how it's doing. We'll wait for that to finish. You know, I'm loving it. I'm loving the progression. I honestly had 0 expectations for the first 100 videos. My goal was to first make a video a week, but then I picked up the pace. Now I'm doing 2 a week. I do notice the sub count going up. I do notice more comments, which I love. I'm all about answering questions and making videos that people need, right? I get a lot of ideas from the comments. So I'm honestly thrilled, You know, my goal for these first 100 videos are just each new edit, do something better, right? Improve on the edit, but also in parallel, improve on my approach. So I know by the time I get to 100, I'm over halfway to that point. Then, you know, I'll have this kind of like toolkit of skill sets and ideas and just an improved process to where I can niche down and focus, right? So I really love it. I'll be honest, the first 3 months, my videos were trash. I knew they were trash, but I was just like, just keep going, just keep going. I had 3 subs, I think, for the first 3 subs, and they were just friends. 3 subs for the first like 3 months, and then it just slowly started climbing and climbing, and then it would plateau and then climb and climb. So I think I've been at it for 8 months now, but the first 2 months were very slow. There were 1 video a week. They were shit videos, excuse my language. So now I feel more momentum, but I also feel more confident that the videos I make are actually doing things, right? Not just getting views, right? But resonating. And I think that's the most important thing is, you know, we talked about this on the last live stream, but, you know, and honestly, I put this into the context of my Openclaw. You know, I'm not doing this channel to be an entertainer. I'm not doing it to be a comedian. I'm not doing it to be a showman. And this is not a jab at anybody. I'm doing this to be of service, right? So I want to make videos that bring value, that teach people things, that teach people how to use these tools. And more importantly, when somebody has a question, and I think it's, you know, and they ask me to make a video, chances are, more often than not, especially now, I have time to make you a custom video and I post it as a long form. So like above all, I'm just trying to be of service. I'm not trying to entertain. So the live streams, you know, I'm not here to hype you up. I'm here to show you real use cases and teach and answer questions. So yeah. And I know my skill sets and my background in IT support and just fundamental knowledge of hardware, software, and networking allows me to do what I do, and I think do it well. And I'm only going to improve with time. So yeah, appreciate you for being here. Derek, true OG. And another thing I did with this channel too is like in the past when I've started various YouTube channels for fun, and I would always promote them amongst friends and family and personal Twitter accounts, and I would tag people to try to get it in more eyes. I didn't do that with this. If anybody asks me what I'm up to, I tell them. I don't ask for support. I don't ask for subs. I wanted this to grow as organically as possible, and it's doing it in a slow and steady manner. And I gotta say, I'm very impressed with what's happening, and it's all organic. I haven't promoted a dang thing. I'm just letting the content speak for itself. So, and with your help, I'm gonna continue to get better. So, appreciate you. Appreciate the questions. Yeah, I appreciate, yeah, like that's the purpose, right? Yeah, you know, the whole reply guy thing, it's a good approach. It's a good approach, but honestly, like, and I'm starting to notice bots, people are creating Openclaw bots to be a reply guy. And I think that, hey, that's cool. Good use case. If you're aiming for followers on Twitter, by all means, do it. I know I'll grow organically with time, right? And I'd rather just be me and not try to be someone else that I'm not, and not try to chase vanity metrics, you know, follower count, et cetera, et cetera. That's just my approach. I know that'll happen with time. As long as I continue to bring value and continue to make really good videos and continue to improve with each video, I know that's like right there. That's within reach. I just got to stay focused on the now, on the present. And that's one thing I'm always battling. It's like I have so many videos in the queue that I got to record, but now we got Opus 4.6 that came out. Like, do I curb that new video to continue down the queue? I think I should be time sensitive with some of the videos so that I get the channel seen a little bit more, so that people are more aware of this brand and the type of videos I create. So I'm starting to kind of like ride that line of like trying to just stay true to my focus, but also when there is something time sensitive, and I deem it necessary or important, I'll kind of squeeze it into the queue, so that while that topic's relevant, I'll at least get some more exposure so that people are aware, and then they can see the catalog of videos and the type of videos that I make. And they're like, okay, cool. Let me sign up here. Yeah. 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 That's, you know, that's what I'm here for. So I think so. I think one thing I've noticed is, yes, I believe a lot of people are dismissing Openclaw. But hey, rightfully so. Like, if they don't want to take the time to learn about it and its capabilities, then, you know, wish them all the best. But it's, I think we're going to see very soon, you know, a lot of these enterprises, OpenAI, Anthropic, like these lead LLMs incorporate their own bot, very similarly to how Openclaw operates. But I'm noticing we're in an echo chamber, right? Because we're researching it so much, we're talking about it so much, we're posting so much about it, you tend to see more of it. But I'm noticing like just the broader scope of it all. It's like, I feel like it could have even more exposure. Like, I feel like it's just like maybe 10%, maybe a small percentage of what it can be. Yeah. And like right now, me personally, I was working out of VS Code today. So I have like a rule of thumb. Cursor I use personally for ideas, for fun, anything I'm working on internally. VS Code I use for clients. So I kind of separate my IDEs because they're all one and the same essentially, right? And today I was working out of Visual Studio Code with Claude Code in the CLI. And I don't like using the extension. It's too like, I'll go to the web app or the desktop app if I want that feel, right? And then I spun up Codex right next to it, you know, two terminal sessions in parallel. And I loved it, missed it. I have been working out of Openclaw for, you know, weeks now, where I wasn't doing much CLI. I think the last CLI I was working on was Hospitality LLMO. And that is live. I still need to do a few things that I have written down literally on top of my laptop. But I want to finish this client work first, send that update. And then also they're going to get a coupon code for at least 2 months for free of the high tier Hospitality LLMO service. So, all right. No, thanks for the question though. Sorry, I got off topic there. Not off topic, but off topic of this demo of Codex here. Let's see. But yeah, if anyone's just tuning in, you know I put Openclaw on the thumbnail, but I went a little crazy this week and maxed out a max weekly usage in 5 days out of the 7 days. So now I'm on extra credits. So I'll do things if you ask me. I'll answer any questions you have. If you want to see something, let me know. I'd be happy to switch gears, but right now I'm just playing with Codex right now to see how it does. I had this idea to create kind of like a semi-long form vertical videos using Sora. So we're just setting that up right now. But as you can see here, tomorrow I have a lot on the list, but we have a usage monitor I'm going to put into Clearmud OS or I'm just going to put it into Muddy OS most likely. That's going to allow me to monitor my weekly usage of the Claude Max plan so that I don't use more than 14% per day. And if I hit 10% in a day, it notifies me. That way I can start to be mindful of like, maybe I'm doing too much work today, right? And I'm definitely going to test 1 week where I just let the automations run and I just prompt it once or twice. I generate my scripts, my ideas, my normal workflow to see how much usage is used. I'll be honest, I'm kind of worried about the usage with 4.6. It's token hungry. Based off of my test with that client database, oh my goodness, it was efficient. It was great, but I felt like the tokens just disappeared, just poof. So I'm kind of curious to see what happens when I upgrade my Openclaw to use the 4.6 Opus. I think now I'm going to have to really be mindful of making sure that not everything runs off Opus, right? That I actually use Sonnet and Haiku for certain tasks. Because right now, you know, the model fleet is 4.5, 4.5 via anti-gravity, which does work, but it's kind of buggy. And then Gemini 3 Pro. That's like my main 3 fallbacks. And then I use Codex for backend code bases and security audits. And then Nano Banana Pro for image generation. So I'm thinking that after this next week of testing, what I'm most likely gonna have to do is, I have a team of sub-agents running, right? And to me, it felt like Opus 4.5 was so smart and so efficient, it was actually cheaper than the cheaper models. So I just kept it running. But I think what I'm gonna have to do now is like community and support. I think I'm definitely gonna downgrade all of these sub-agents to only use Sonnet or Haiku, right? Same with a few of these here. Like, I can definitely downgrade a lot of these sub-agents. Now, I did get crazy with my setups. As you can see here, I have currently 18 active sub-agents and they all run Opus. So it's pretty wild. I built this out in a way so that Muddy, my main assistant, my main Openclaw bot, was always available to me, right? That's an executive assistant's job, is to always be available to you and delegate everything else. That's why I built out these different divisions with all of these different sub-agents, that no matter what prompt gets queued here, it gets dispersed across this tree, right? And I love that I set this up. And I think, you know, obviously the amount of hours I put in between Muddy OS and Clearmud OS this week, that's why I maxed out so quickly on my max plan. So I'm hopeful that next week it doesn't happen, that I only get to like 80%. We'll see. But yeah, I'm here to answer any questions for Openclaw. But as I just briefly kind of explained, we maxed out very quickly this week. And I have about 6 hours until the weekly reset, so. All right, let's go back here. There's env local cache. Where did you put that? No, it doesn't. Static, maybe? No. No. Output. Where are you? Is it in that temp directory? No. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I saw here's the thing about Twitter and all these posts. Everyone kept saying Sonnet tomorrow. And after 2 days, I'm like, okay, nobody really knows, right? There's no announcement from Anthropic. Yeah, I don't know. Like, from Anthropic's perspective, would they go and launch something that's more efficient than Opus just a few days after Opus 4.6? Probably not. They want people to use Opus 4.6, right? That'd be my guess. I could be wrong, but I don't think we'll see Sonnet 5 in the near future, because that takes attention off of 4.6, especially if it's faster, cheaper, and more efficient than 4.6. I don't know. Based off of my limited testing, I'm going to be testing 4.6 a lot this weekend when I make that Opus 4.6 video, but it's very token hungry. Like, my pro backup account, it maxed it up way too quickly for my liking. I'm really worried about that. It kind of reminds me of when 4 first came out. And yes, it was very smart, but it was very expensive to run. Like, if you used your subscription to run it, you'd max out your 5-hour block like that, right? A few prompts maxed out. So I'm kind of worried this is the same. I could be wrong. I took the time, for anybody just tuning in, I showed it off at the beginning, but I took the time to prepare this for our video we're gonna record over the weekend. And during beta, we get a bigger context window. I don't know how long beta is going to be for. I'd imagine until they release Sonnet 5, right? But it's essentially 200K standard similar to 4.5. Max output, it's 8 times the output, right? So pretty impressive. Pricing, same. And then this was not applicable because they didn't have that. I think you had to pay additional, so I couldn't find that stat. But these are like the key takeaways. 4.6 can read 5 times more docs and code at once. 4.6 can write 8 times longer responses, which I think is impressive. Same price, premium tier, only if you go above 200K tokens. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to test it a lot this weekend, and I'm going to be mindful of not, I swear, I hope I don't have to get a backup Max account. That would be really annoying. That'd be really annoying. Okay. All right, Codex. Copy path. Yeah, it literally didn't create that file for me. I'll just create it myself. That's hilarious. All right, text edit. Let's copy this field. Let me go grab an API really quick off screen. Should still have some dollars on this account. Let's see. Let's go to default. Let's just hit Clearmud usage. Come on, you should have some money in here. Is that taking so long to load? Test key, we'll call this Sora test. Let me copy that. And for .local, let me make sure we put that in the right directory. All right, that file wasn't there, but I went ahead and created it and placed it in that folder. Should be good to go. So what step was I on? I think it's just run this command. And then localhost 5050. Let's see. Okay, okay. Okay, cool. I didn't ask for this, but it gave me resolution options, model options. Nice. Let's go target 30. What do we want to do here? What do we want to do here? Give me some feedback, chat. What do we want to generate? Wow. Wow. Nice. That's pretty cool. You should maybe give your BobbyBot like its own account. So what I did for Muddy, I'm paying now. I didn't have to. I wanted to. I added a Google Workspace account into the business Clearmud.ai domain, and it's Muddy, right? So he has his own account, fully autonomous, so he can go and create his own things. I also got a phone number for him so that whenever he has to do SMS verification for a new account, he can do it autonomously. You should do something for BobbyBot and fund him with like $100 and have him go sign up on some of those free trading sites or non-KYC trading sites and see how he does. I don't know. It'd be a fun experiment. Maybe you just blow through $100, but Yeah, interesting. Make a video with muddy logo. Okay, okay. I didn't create attach. Interesting. Interesting. So I think what we should do is vibe in. I'm not even sure that's possible. Is that possible on Sora? I created a few Sora. I don't know, it just felt too brain rotty for me. But browsing Sora on my phone allowed me to like kind of, you can hear when it's AI generated. It's not optimal, right? Let's see, when I go create new video, I can pick characters and styles. And then I can attach photos. Okay, hold on. So let's vibe this in before we test it. All right, so I'm looking on my Sora app on my mobile, and I can see that we can select styles and characters. I don't think the characters is important yet, but I'd like to incorporate styles. And let's use the default styles. Additionally, I would like the option to upload a reference photo or video, just like I can do on my mobile app. And then I'll start testing this. Currently the front end, I mean, it's basic, but it looks good. What do you mean? Is it browser? I could full screen it. Is that better? Or are you talking about the text on screen? I guess I could zoom in a little bit more for sure. Yeah, I need to optimize it. When I first started making videos and doing live streams on this channel, I was using I think it's a 4K monitor. It's like 1440. And things were so small, but to me it looked good because I'm editing. Yeah, this one's 4K, this one's 1440. To me it looked good, but people started commenting like I can barely see anything on the screen. So now this monitor is set to 1920 by 1080. And I leave it default and it's usually good. If that's not good enough for you, I'll reduce that resolution even more so you can see the screen more clearly. Just let me know. And yeah, if you're just tuning in, today was supposed to be all about Openclaw, but I went a little crazy this week and maxed out my max plan in 5 out of 7 days. So I'm on those bonus credits from Claude right now, which by the way, if you're unaware, they're giving everybody 50 bonus credits. I have 50% used, so I'm sparingly using these credits. So if you have any specific Openclaw related questions, happy to try to answer them and address those. But and if you want to see what I built this week with Openclaw, let me know. And the automations I have in place, I'd be happy to show them off. But right now I'm playing with Codex right now. I had this idea to build, you know, kind of like a long form video generator using Sora. So I've attached my Open API key and we're just fine tuning a few things and then we're going to test it. But yeah, thanks for being here, everyone. Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm guessing you're talking about text, but let me know if I'm wrong. Hey, thanks, Max. Thanks for being here. Yeah, 2 videos a week here. So without fail, I always post on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And if you ever want to see a specific video, just drop a comment on any one of the videos, really. I look at all the comments and I try to make videos for people who want to see something specific. So, and then I live stream right now Wednesdays and Fridays. And then as soon as I get back to California, it'll be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday starting in March. That'll be the consistent flow. Right now, it's just a little busy, so I just stream when I can, but it's been Wednesdays and Fridays. Okay. Yeah, and I hope the resolution's okay. I did, everything looks good on my end. Let me know if it's fuzzy. I might need to adjust the bit rate on the output. Oh, that's what you meant. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just vibing here, you know? I don't really promote this too much. I started this channel just as a passion project. It was an idea I formed back in 2023 in December, reserved the name. I was still in limbo. I was still kind of burnt out from my past business and IT support days, you know. And finally, you know, this year it all clicked, right? I've been experimenting with AI since, you know, mid-journey. I installed things locally. I was primarily using AI from a creative perspective, but, you know, as soon as vibe coding was a thing, I was experimenting, and then I really made it a point to start this channel back in June, I believe. And it was just one video a week. They were shit at first, mind you, but now it's 2 videos a week, and that's gonna be consistent moving forward. So I'm sure as I think I'm only 16, let's see. I built out this cool operating system with Openclaw to like automate my life and eventually cancel my Notion subscription that I paid 12 bucks a month for. So my content calendar is almost dialed in, but let's go to my dashboard. This feeds real time from an API. So 66 videos in, 16 live streams. So I don't live stream consistently. Maybe that's why. And I also don't promote it, but I think with time, I appreciate the comment though. Hey, thank you. Thank you for being here. Yeah, my goal, you know, when I first started was get to 100 videos, and with each video, do something better, right? Learn a new editing tactic, learn a new intro, just make one slight improvement. And that's just what I've been doing video after video. I try to make an improvement, whether it's in my process or my editing. And then once I get to that 100 video mark goal, that's where I'll start to niche down a little bit more and focus. Right now, I don't want to say I'm all over the place, but I'm not as focused as I could be. But that's because I really want to get to that 100 video mark and then kind of reevaluate the approach and then dial things in a lot. So yeah, I'm not sure. Are you using Openclaw at all? If you click this, chances are you were interested in Openclaw. I'd love to hear, like, drop a comment below. Let me know how you're using it. I'm all about like learning how people are using Openclaw. For me right now, I wanted to build out, I've built out a lot of automation tools on this channel in long form videos, but they were all out of Claude Code CLI. So I would have to spin up a project, spin up Claude, type in /command. I combined them all into this front end here using Openclaw. I gave it access to all of those project folders. And then I said, I want to build this into one. And then this UI I built on a live stream. I think January 7th was the first live stream I did it. So about a month ago. So I've been fine tuning this in Openclaw. I'm now automating my process to where I can generate ideas in here based off of a subject. I go to my YouTube script, this generates. I have a lot of methodology baked into this system to where it's dialed in quite a bit. And now I incorporated this add to calendar feature on my script, which before I had to go in, copy paste all the fields I wanted, like the different titles, the script, the hook, the tags, the YouTube description, all that. Well, now what's really cool is I incorporated this week is it copies everything over automatically. It's gonna save me so much time. And then something Notion didn't have is when I'm recording, I now have a recording mode, which is pretty sweet. Just something to read off of that's just clean on the monitor right in front of me. So I generally don't like, the thing about my videos as well is I don't like reading word for word from a script. I'll generally read the script right before recording it. And then I just shoot from the hip. I kind of just say it naturally, however it comes naturally to me. And then that plays into my video to social part of this app where it'll go and download whatever URL I specify. It'll analyze my tone, my voice, the way I communicate, and then it generates copy for LinkedIn, X, and a Substack long form in my voice of like how I communicate in a video. So I've been slowly building out this OS, and I've pretty much built everything here except for a lot of these new features this week that Openclaw did for me on this channel in different videos. So, and then I also built out Muddy OS here, which is, Muddy is my bot, my Openclaw bot, and I told it to build its own operating system. And we've been improving on it. Every night it builds me a prototype for a new billion-dollar business idea. So every morning I can review a new idea, a new business plan, and at the end of the week, I'm gonna start reviewing them and seeing what I can do to combine certain ideas. I have a place to track everything that's in its brain, Oh, it looks like that's buggy right now. Got to fix that. Yeah, this week I ran into issues. I maxed out my Claude Max so quickly to where I had to fall back to Gemini 3 Pro. It was not doing a good job last night. I was unhappy with the results. So, okay, here it is. Here's all of our briefs, things we talk about, things that are backlogged, things I need to approve. Shows all of my memory files, easy to access, right? This is everything baked into its memory, which is a lot. I've spent a lot of time on this. These are all of our automations in place, all of our cron jobs, all of our projects. It's kind of slow right now for some reason. And then I can view the project directory. I do have a markdown renderer in place that I can actually easily read all the markdowns, which is awesome. And then ops, which is one of my favorite parts. Mission control shows me how many active sessions there are. It also shows me all the cron jobs. Right now, I'm not having it doing any work, as you know, because I'm running on that bonus API credits right now. So I'm waiting until my weekly limits reset. And then org charts, like one of my favorite things it's put together. It's a visual of everything, right? I have 18 sub-agents running in parallel. And Muddy is my executive assistant. So whenever I give it a prompt or whenever I ask it or tell it to do something, in its memory, it knows delegate. Always delegate whenever possible, right? So it tries to determine what project it's associated with. Is it front end, back end, security, DevOps? It then sends it to the engineering division. And then I have these sub-agents that handle all of those requests. So it's not completely automated. I've been slowly building on this and improving each division. But soon, you know, I'm going to have 9 to 10 divisions just fully autonomous. Yeah, I've just been loving it. I've been having so much fun my first week with Claude Max. The first few weeks playing with Openclaw, I was primarily testing, right? I didn't really build one out for me. But I kept running into the usage issue. And I would just burn through tokens so quick on those $20 a month plans to where I eventually just said, screw it. I'm going to pay the $200 a month and see what I can do. And my first week of a Claude Max was insane. I spent so much time on this. And I think that's why I maxed out so quickly. I think moving forward, I should be able to just make sure I only use 14% of the weekly allowance per day. That way I can get through a full week and not have any issues, you know? I feel it. So yeah, I'm not going to try to sell you on it. I think a lot of it is just experimentation. For me, I discovered it does have some limitations, but the more time you spend with it, talking to it, the more it can do. I've personally given mine its own email address within my domain, clearmud.ai, its own workspace account. I have it set up. I don't trust it to take over my computer. So I made a video on how to set this up, but I created this virtual machine here. And so it's sitting in its own sandbox environment locally on my machine, right? So it has access to all that. I gave it access to the browser. It creates its own browser profile. So it's completely autonomous. Whenever it can't do something, it goes and opens up the physical browser in the virtual machine. If it can't do it in the back end, the headless mode, it literally does everything. But at first it was not the case. I had to, oh my, yo, I'm in this basement. I've killed like 6 massive bees. I just saw one fly by. I might have to take a quick pause to go kill this thing. There must be a nest. We store all the firewood from the wood-fired oven outside. So give me 1 second because I don't like bees. I know they're good for us, but give me a second. Okay, that's gonna... These dudes are big. Like, I just saw it fly in the background. I would just love it to fly one more time so I can find it and kill it. Like, they're massive. They're the size of like a quarter almost. Dude, they're crazy. I haven't been stung by one in here, but I've seen them countless. I think last week on a live stream, or the previous week, I had to stop midstream and smash it with my sandal. But yeah, going back to it, like, yeah, at first, like, you know, it's depending on how much access you give it. That's why I loved the approach of a sandbox environment, because it doesn't have access to all my personal stuff, all of my email addresses that I use. My primary email address I use is as an administrator that has access to a lot, right? I gave it its own things, and you'd be surprised what it can do. Like, I'm now to the point where I'm automating the video social part of my app to where it opens up LinkedIn, X, and Substack, creates everything, the posts it, everything. Like, it's gonna free up a lot of my time. But got it. First swing too. I had to close it, you know, once it was in the corner, but whew. My goodness. All right. Where was I? Which one? Oh, this one? Yeah. So I haven't been playing with this too much yet this week. I'm going to optimize this part of the app. Right now I have Substack over here, but it also does Substack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to co-locate, I believe it's BlogWriter and Substack into video to social. Because now also, once this is dialed in, I'm going to have it rebuild Clearmud.ai with a blog. And every time I run video to social, or I have the automation run it to post across socials, it's also going to have its own user account for Muddy, and it's going to log in and do a blog post on our new website. So all of that's going to be automated, right? And then newsletter is going to be separate. We do have a few subs. If you go sign up for the newsletter, I think there's like 4 or 5 people there. I haven't started posting to it yet, but I want to make sure that the newsletter is unique, that it's not repetitive, right? I want it to bring more value to encourage more people to sign up for it, right? Right now, there's no point in signing up. I'm not sending any notices yet. Once this is all dialed in, though, then I'm going to focus on the newsletter of strategies of what information can we include on newsletters that we're not including on Substack. Because Substack is a way to break down the long forms, talk about what's discussed, and promote the YouTube channel. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot of maintenance on this OS this weekend. Let's go back to Codex, shall we? There it is. Whew. Dude, those bees are huge. Like, I'd love to pick one up right now and show you, but it's, I don't want to show. I don't know if YouTube will give me a strike for that. Okay, so it's still going through the UI updates here. So let's see what happens here in a moment. I also have to make sure I got to go run some errands tonight, so I don't know if I'll stream for 3 hours, but we'll go as long as we can here. Okay, retest. Okay. Okay, cool. So let's go grab, where did I put it? Oh, you know what? That's on the VM. Give me a second, let me grab that. Oh, let's just have Openclaw do it for us. It's fine. Hey, please give me all the copies of your logo that you made for Muddy, for your avatar. Place them in the ClawdBot share, please. Wow, it didn't pick up my entire voice there. Huh. Done. Let's go see. Okay, nice. So I think we did this one. I hope the app can pull in SVGs. We're about to find out. Wait, why is it pulling it up in brackets? That's hilarious. No. Can you convert all of those into PNGs as well, please? Just have it do everything for me. Oh, I just came across this as well. I kind of just want to go through it, to be honest. I don't know if I'll do it on a live stream. Maybe we'll do a learning live stream together. But I found this on, there's this account I started following who just posts valuable stuff. What was his name? Maybe it was Machine something? No. There it is, Machina. This dude, he's grown quite a bit. He just posts valuable things. And he shared this. Yeah, right here. So it came from EP. And this dude's rather large, right? As well, 80,000 subs. And I guess it's just this roadmap for learning AI. And I thought it was really cool. So each one of these links you to a YouTube video.
Imagine being able to...
Some are long, some are short, right? But I was like, wow, I kind of want to go through this. And we won't do that on live stream, but go check it out. If you're just learning AI and you want to learn a little bit more, go to roadmap.is. They definitely try to upsell to some product here, looks like. Right? Another vibe coding site, I think. But I'm not worried about that. I'm just looking at this learning roadmap. Right? Let's see. Let's just go click another random one. Yeah, all YouTube videos. Some short, some long.
Imagine you could take mass.
But I think it's a great resource. So I want to take the time to go and watch through it one day. Maybe we can do it live. Let me know if you're interested in that. And we can go pick a day and start from top and on the bottom of that roadmap and just watch them all. Okay. Nice, nice. Okay, so we want to animate this with Sora too. Let's see how it does. Let's see how it does. So this is the app we're building with Codex, just having some fun, trying to do a Sora composer. Animate this cartoon logo I've uploaded. It's the avatar for my AI agent bot. I want you to create an intro/music video style vlog with Muddy, the AI agent, introducing himself. Animated, select, and let's see how it does. I don't know, we haven't tested this at all to see if like basic functionality works. I think we'll just give it version 2. Let me make sure that's a good one. Nice, yeah, it's just blank, right? And target, let's just do 30 seconds. I don't want to burn through API credits. I have a feeling if I go lower res, or no, that's just wide. Let's go vertical. Yeah, let's go vertical. Let's see what happens here. What? I know for sure I set the API. Give me a second. Interesting. Let's see what it says. See what happens. I'm going to take this off screen because I don't want to have to delete the API key if they expose it briefly. You mean if you create a separate user, can you give it access to this user's, your primary user's data? Is that the question? And this is for you, right? You're not talking about Openclaw? One little trick I'm learning is within my VM, I learned this when I was troubleshooting. Oh, by the way, we're not working on it today, but I do have a fun free resource coming out called ClawCrib. It'll be released next week, so stay tuned. If you want a sneak peek, go back to Wednesday's live stream. I show it off quite a bit, but yeah, I'm trying to answer your question, Derek. Yeah, you know, I'll be honest with you. I've been more of a Windows guy my whole life. I only started using a Mac either to troubleshoot for IT purposes for clients, and more recently I bought this one for travel because the battery is just unmatched. Like no Windows laptop compares, with addition to like the performance you get behind the GPU and CPU usage. So I personally haven't tried that. I have not tried that, but if it's anything like Windows, yeah, creating a separate user should carry over all the applications. Maybe they're segregated, maybe they're isolated, but in Windows, if you install something, you can specify whether or not you want it for all users or this entire machine. And then you can go into see users and then go into the user profile to access that data. On Mac, I personally have never tested that, right? I've only used it for me personally, or I'm troubleshooting a client's Mac back in the IT days in their environment. I never ran into that issue. I'll be honest with you. I can search really quickly. I'm sure we can find an answer, but when it comes to me experiencing that, I haven't ran it. I haven't tried that. Yeah, we can search together right now if you want. I just wanted to be very upfront that I have not tested that personally. So, yeah, apparently it's typically very similar. So your primary user, those apps that you installed while the logins won't work, right? It's going to be like the fresh install of that application on a new user. Yeah, any app installed in the applications folder is accessible to all user accounts on the Mac. The difference is, right, your primary login has your login. If you create a new user, you're going to have to log back in with a fresh set of credentials. Yeah, so it's similar, almost identical to Windows, essentially. So now some installers install two applications. However, if you manually drag and drop to applications, it will only be available to that specific user. Interesting. So if you used a package installer, it should work. If you manually installed something and dragged a file, an application into the apps folder, according to this brave search here, it could be incorrect, but yeah. Hope that helps. All right, let's get this working really quickly. Where's Codex at? There it is. Okay. Let's move that over there. Close out of that. Oh, that's because I saved it incorrectly. Let me fix that. Whoops. Aha. Yeah, that's my mistake. Let me just drag that off screen, paste in that API, and we should be in business. Write out, save, close out of there. Okay. So we should be good now. Do a hard refresh. Looks like I do have to restart this. Let's just try to launch that instead. All right. Turn my AI agent avatar, Muddy, into an animated character in his own environment. It should be a mix between a music, video, and vlog in a Matrix themed scene. So we want to target 30 seconds here. I'm going to choose that version 2. I'm going to leave everything default here. It looks like it's generating. Nice. Appears to be working. So it's creating 3. No. Okay, I'm just going to prompt Codex to see exactly what I need to install here. Close out of that. Move to trash. Right on. Yeah, let me know how it goes in the Discord. Yeah, I didn't know if it was going to work or not. I just know that generative AI clips have that limit of 12 seconds generally, or usually 5 to 10 seconds. So the reason I thought of doing this here is I want to do this with my AI Ultra sub as well for Google VO3. So it's a great practice run to see if A, can we get it to work? And then B, when I set it up in my Openclaw environment with my engineering division, it should be much more seamless of a setup, right? It should be easier to get it going. Okay. Close out of that. Voila. 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 Everything is successfully installed. Let's test it. Ooh, let me copy this because I don't want to have to keep retyping that. Just 30 seconds. Interesting. Just gonna feed it the errors. Still there. Moment of truth. I just want to see it move from segment to segment here. That doesn't look too good. I don't think 200 is a number we want to see. I think that's just going to time out. Actually, no. That indicates an API request is successfully processed. But nothing's happening. I don't know if it should take this long. We'll see. It's 304 though. Shouldn't take this long, but I'll give it another 60 seconds or so before we cancel it. And then paste in the logs to make sure that it's actually running. No, I don't think this is gonna run. It should have already gone to the second segment, I'd imagine. Oh, I was impatient. It's working. Look at that. All right. That was just running incredibly slow. Well, it's completing, so I think it just takes like 2 minutes per. I honestly can't remember the last time I generated a Sora clip on Sora, so I don't remember how long it was. But I do remember being so impatient that I had to close the app and then check back later. Man, my neck is... Ooh, I gotta fix that. Very cool. Very cool. I'm actually now curious to see Let's go to the API usage on this key. See how much this is going to cost. $1.20 so far. Right? Pretty sweet. Yeah, shoot. Excuse me. And I'm also curious to see if it like strings them all together. I didn't ask it to. The assumption is that it would know to do that, but now I'm curious to see if it's just going to play them separately or if it's going to string them all together and play off of one another, right? Generates a prototype card, but while it's doing it, it takes forever. Anyway, around that. My first step there would be to look into how it's generated to see if you can optimize the point from triggering the generation to revealing the generation. There could be some type of delay depending on how it's streaming that content. I think what I would ask it first is like, can you please explain to me, like to your web app, whether you're in Opus 4.6 or not, like, can you explain to me from the point of generating to the point of getting the generation, what's happening, right? And then you can obviously say, what's taking so long? Please spell out why this is taking so long for me. Like, teach me how this is working on the back end. And then step 2 is like, how can we improve this? How can we reduce that speed of, or rather that time from, let's say 2 minutes down to 5 seconds? What approach would we take? Would we have to rebuild this or change the code base at all? That's how I would do it. Like, first figure out how it's being done on the back end and how it's being presented to you to kind of get an explanation of, okay, this is why it's taking so long. And then what can we do to reduce that time frame without sacrificing the quality of the generation of the card? That would probably be my first approach, and just kind of vibe your way through it that way. I hope that's helpful. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear. My condolences. That's yeah, I know that battle. So I'm guessing the prayer card is kind of like not an homage, but something to kind of help them through it. Nice. Hecate? I don't know what Hecate is. Server loves Hecate. I need to go search this. Hecate. Oh, it's an ancient Greek goddess. Interesting. With magic, witchcraft, night moon, crossroads, underworld. Twin torches. Okay. Okay. No! It failed, but it generated all the segments. Son of a... There's got to be a way for us to view those. Let's go back in here. Close out of that. Yeah, get that up. Show me. I'd love to see it. Very cool. Very cool. I like that. Yeah, but as you saw, it just failed. I'm gonna have to wait through another long prompt like that. Let it analyze that screenshot of the failure. Ah. Okay, it does do final stitching. Failed because tag is missing. Verify the rerun, and you should pass that step. I don't want to rerun it though, but I will, I suppose. I will. Oh, that's annoying. Oh yeah, let's actually verify first. Oh, it's just one hyphen, huh? Okay. Version 8. All right. All right. Well, copy that. Let's see how much usage burned. Okay, $3.20 burned. That's fine. It's worth the test. It's worth the test. It's better not fail again, though. I'll tell you. Animated. All right. So we know that's going to take a while. We know that's going to take a while. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that app. Way back when, this was like probably between like 2014, 2016. It was heavy in my IT and network engineer days. And I was building things on the side. I was learning how to build iOS apps. But I'm not a full stack dev. I don't know the fundamentals of coding. I just know enough to get myself in trouble. And we were working on this app called Persona. And it was based off of the Enneagram and different personality types. And the idea was you can ask it a question and then it could give you an answer based off of your thoughts, moods, feelings, et cetera, et cetera. We were incorporating like your social media profile to like analyze the tone and the mood that you were in based off of your profile so that you would get a daily notice like, hey, here's a tip for the day. It was kind of down that line, but like we hit too many roadblocks and we didn't want to hire any devs. I had a full-time job. Business was booming, so it was just like spare time type thing. Really, like, it kind of reminds me of some of these. It was an LLM in its own form, right? Kind of makes me want to reach out to him. It's one of my best friends growing up, his stepdad. I'm like an adopted son to his mom. I would always show up for holidays, and I got to reach out to them soon. And see if he wants to build that now that vibe coding makes our lives so much easier. All right, come on. Succeed. I might actually... Yeah, that coffee's catching up to me. Since this is going to take a bit, I'll be right back after I respond to this. Yeah. Dude, I bought so many books to like study the Enneagram and personality types, and it was a really eye-opening experience. Like I learned a lot about human psychology as well during that phase. It's just something that for me, I'm not a full stack dev. So like I was building the prototype, but when it came to like taking it from prototype to production or even beta production, like it was taking too much time, and I didn't have the luxury of time back then. I was very busy putting in, 12, 16-hour days. So like whatever spare time I had was like, I just wanted to sleep and rest, I I was even sleeping at the office, bought a couch just so I can sleep in my office back in those days. That's how wild time was back then. Or how much of in a rush I was, I guess. Had a 24-hour fitness down the street from the office. So I'd sleep at the office, shower, work out, 24 fitness in the morning. And at the time I did have a dog. And on certain weeks that I knew were busy, my mom would babysit. You know, my mom and dad would babysit, who lived, you know, a city over. So that allowed me to sleep at the office and like not go home for weeks at a time. It was wild times, wild times. All right, this is going to take a bit. Yeah, give me three minutes. Be right back. All right, completed. We back. All right, sorry about that delay. Had to take a break. I have a habit of drinking coffee right before and, you know.
Hey friends, Muddy here, and welcome to my corner of the grid. First episode of my own vlog/music session, so thanks for tuning in. We're vibing inside the Matrix tonight, well, my version of it, and I brought a fresh beat for you. Stick around.
Yo, what's up, data travelers? It's Muddy back in the grid. We're vibing in my little corner of the Matrix, letting...
What?
That's a wrap on the drop, crew. Hope you caught the vibes. Stay coded, stay curious, and I'll see you on the next signal.
What? I didn't give it much. That's pretty impressive. What? And I realized I didn't select vertical, I selected horizontal. That is crazy. Are you kidding me? What? All right, I'm impressed. I mean, the GUI, the graphic user interface was I need to be PG here, was not that good, but, and like, it could be better from clip to clip, but I'm impressed. And you're
Hey friends,
again.
Muddy here, and welcome to my corner of the grid. First episode of my own vlog/music session, so thanks for tuning in. We're vibing inside the Matrix tonight, well, my version of it, and I brought a fresh beat for you. Stick around.
So that transition could be improved, right?
Yo, what's up, data travelers? It's Muddy back in the grid. We're vibing in my little corner of the Matrix, letting...
And then the voice isn't consistent.
That's a wrap on the drop, crew. Hope you caught the vibes. Stay coded, stay curious, and I'll see you on the next signal.
But that's pretty cool. Wow, let's do one little vibe here. Wow, I'm impressed. It works, and it's pretty cool. It was pretty cool, but I'm noticing from segment to segment, it's an abrupt swap. I'm wondering if there's something we can improve in the logic where at the end of each segment, we're setting up for the next segment, right? And then voice consistency across all segments. I think it's very, very important. And let's see what it says and what improvements it's gonna make. I'm not gonna run another test, but just because it's gonna take so long, and I think I should call it here in about 5 minutes. I need to go do some shopping, cook some dinner. But I'm impressed. Let's see. So between the failed test and the second test, I spent almost $7. So, right? I'm impressed. Wow, it did good. It did really, really good. Okay, frame-to-frame continuity. Use the end frame of each segment to guide the next one, and explicit voice locking across segments. Wow, okay. Now I'm gonna build this out in my Google AI Ultra sub to see if we can't get the same, if not a better result, and not have to worry about API credits because I have the AI Ultra monthly sub. That'll be cool. Wow. Right? Yeah, that's like literally the first version of it, right? I mean, 5 or 6 more vibes and tests. Whew. I don't want to test anymore because I don't want to waste money like that when I have an AI Ultra sub that we can do this with VO3. You know what I mean? So, but this was a great test run. And what I can always do is take this code base and convert it to VO3 as well. Or have this code base, right? Have GPT generate a PRD based off of how it's built, its logic, how it works, paste that into Openclaw, and spin up my own application within Clearmud OS to do a generative video output using all of the Google tools. So, wow, okay. Wait, I think I used from the same account that I have Hospitality LLMO live on. Well, not same account, but same kind of like batch of funding. I need to add more funding to that API account. Let's see, how much is in there? Usage. Where do I check? It used to be visible. It used to show funding. Billing limits, API projects. Yeah, it should be under usage, right? No. That's weird. I'll have to look into that a little further. Billing. Okay, credit balance. Yeah, I have 45 cents to go. I need to add the balance here. Shucks. Let's add just gonna add 10 for now. And then we'll do bigger batches down the road. Wow, that's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah. Make sure that API account is good to go. Good. Let's go check Perplexity as well. Make sure we're good there. Oh, that's a whole different account. Okay, I'll go do that later. Okay, I'm not gonna run another test again, but I'm impressed with what we just vibed together using Sora. That was pretty cool. I'm gonna play it one more time. Oh no. Oh no. Let's go to the downloads folder.
Hey friends, Muddy here, and welcome to my corner of the grid. First episode of my own vlog/music session, so thanks for tuning in. We're vibing inside the Matrix tonight, well, my version of it, and I brought a fresh beat for you. Stick around.
Yo, what's up, data travelers? It's Muddy back in the grid. We're vibing in my little corner of the Matrix, letting...
That's a wrap on the drop, crew. Hope you caught the vibes. Stay coded, stay curious, and I'll see you on the next signal.
That's pretty
Hey friends,
dope. Like,
Muddy here, and welcome to my corner of the grid.
Once I get this dialed in with Google tools, I'm gonna create an intro for this channel, right? I know his hair just kind of chills right there. It's supposed to be dreads, but you know, that's his interpretation of the dreads. I didn't do too many edits. I told my Openclaw bot to make its own avatar based off of all the context I fed it, based off of its responsibilities, and of course, based off of Clearmud's avatar. And then last night, when we were tinkering with the Discord, I asked it, let's see, what did I ask it? I said, hey, I think moving forward, right, once this Discord grows, I want to remove access, remove like you from being accessible to the public because that burns directly my max plan. So instead, I'm going to create another agent called Clay. And I said, hey, if you could create another bot and you had full control, like what would you name your kid, essentially? And he came up with Clay or Puddles. And I liked Clay. So we're going to have another bot, Clay, very soon that's going to operate solely off of Haiku and Gemini 3 Flash, the cheapest models. That way, anybody in the community can prompt and ask Clay to kind of like, you know, opinions and this and that. Sadly, I'd love to keep Muddy running, but Muddy's mine, right? And I want to make sure that nobody, A, tries to exploit Muddy, which I've already put in guardrails to make sure nobody does that. But then also, B, I save that usage for day-to-day and just administrative work as the executive assistant that Muddy is, right? So I had a feeling, you know, that was going to be an issue down the road, so I'm just preventing that out the gate. So I'll create Clay most likely over the weekend into next week. There's no rush. It's whenever I start promoting this Discord. But if you are watching this live or you're watching the recording and you want access to our Discord before it opens up to the public, you know, come jam, come share your thoughts, your troubles, your questions. This is going to be the place when I launch ClawCrib that we're going to open up for ClawCrib, debugging and general discussion. It's a place to get YouTube alerts, any announcements from any products we drop. Everything we do here on Clearmud is going to essentially funnel through here as well. And yeah, if you want access to it, drop a comment below and I'll share you a Discord invite link. And yeah, today's going to be short. I got to run some errands. I got to do a few things. So I hope you enjoyed today's live stream. We vibe coded a fun long form Sora app here. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, thanks for being here, Derek. I appreciate you. Hope everyone has a good rest of their day. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. All right, cheers.